Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. All right, we're going to talk about healthy SEO habits. This is
SEO habits.
number 5. This is
Wow.
the 5th habit. This is the 6th part in a 7-part series.
7?
About Yeah.
Wow.
This is the
goes
last.
deep.
This is the last habit. So this is about link building. I'm talking about building a healthy habit around link building. Now, I'm going to assume that you've already handled your local link building.
Okay.
Local link building. If you haven't done that, every local business owner needs to do this. I talk about that in episodes 50 and 60. It's 2 different methods. Episode 50 about how to use Whitespark. Episode 60 about how to do it yourself without Whitespark. I'm going to assume you're doing those. If you haven't done those, you got to do those before you try to worry about this stuff.
That's right. So just stop, go back, and listen to those.
Yeah, you can listen to this one first still.
Okay, because I can't
if you want.
that.
Yeah. I'm also going to assume that you're creating content that is resourceful because that stuff will naturally attract links. If you haven't done that, you can listen to the last episode we did.
Yes.
Or any other episode that mentions blogging.
Okay.
But now we're going to talk about how do you build links on an ongoing basis. And the problem with this, the challenge with this, actually there's two problems with this.
Yes.
Number 1, it sucks. It's not fun work.
No.
Nobody likes this work. I don't like it.
There's got to be one person who loves it.
There are some people, but in my industry, that like people make a profession out of link building, outreach. Like it's that there's no crossover between, or there's minimal crossover between other types of SEO and link building. Like there are people who are skilled at it, and I guess they like it because they do it as a profession.
See? There's always
one. But as a local business owner, you're not going to be able to hire those people. Trust me, they're really expensive.
Okay. I believe it.
The other problem is
plumbers.
that
they do the job
kind
that
of
nobody
like
else
plumbers,
wants to do.
kind of like plumbers. Actually, yes. Touché.
Merci.
The other problem is that it doesn't have a high success rate.
Question mark.
So, you were an actor.
Yes.
Yes. How many auditions did you go on for every role that you actually got? What was the ratio?
1 to 2.
1 to 2? So
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Was it what? So you went on, let's say, did you go on for every role that you got? 10. You go on 10. So that's a 10% success rate. I think that's going to be similar to link building. Like most of the time, you won't end up getting a link from it,
or a job,
and you certainly won't be cast in a play or TV show.
Or film. Don't forget film.
But I'm going to tell you how to hopefully improve that rate and make it as easy as possible.
Oh, that's always the best. That's why we love you.
So what people do often is they just, and this is a bad approach. Don't do this.
Okay.
They just send out emails and they ask people for links. Have you gotten emails like that?
No.
No?
No.
You've never gotten an email from somebody just randomly saying, "Hey, can you link to my site? Would be great for your readers or something."
No, I don't.
Well, I get those a lot.
Okay.
Listening to this, if you have received emails like that, this is what those people are doing. They're trying to get links for SEO reasons.
Should you link with them if they ask for one?
No. No, it's a bad practice. When I get those emails, I either delete the email or mark the email as spam and or block the person from ever emailing me again. I don't want those emails.
Okay.
I don't like them, if you can't tell.
Good to know.
What you need to do instead is you need to give something first. You need to give before you ask or get. Yeah, good. I like that more. Give before you get.
Yeah, that's normal. There's
now,
a reciprocal, reciprocal. There's reciprocal when you give to somebody. They often feel the.
That's actually a good point. Reciprocal. There's an entire method of link building.
Yeah, I love how whenever I say something valuable, you'll go, you know what? That's actually a good point. That's actually right.
No comment. So what do I want to explain a little bit about what the difference is between just asking and then giving before you get. So let's say I'm going to give you 2 examples.
Okay.
Like
You're
let's say you get
me 2 examples.
Yeah,
get
I
it.
am.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
I know.
So let's say you get an email from somebody.
Yes.
You get an email. Let's say you receive these 2 emails.
Okay.
You tell me which one you would be more apt to respond to.
Okay. Ready? Let me prepare.
Email number 1.
Okay.
Hey, Meredith, we just worked together on this such and such thing. I thought your photos were great. Would you link to my site? Okay, that's one email. Basic. Okay. I'm paraphrasing.
Is this somebody that I actually have worked with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I mean, if it's totally random, then that's even worse. But the examples I'm going to give you are how to approach people that you have worked with. You have a much better chance of getting those links. Okay. So that's one email.
Yeah.
Hey, Meredith, you're great. Would you link to my website?
Ding, ding,
Here's the other email. Hey, Meredith, this is so-and-so. Remember that thing we just worked on? I really liked your, XYZ. In fact, I wrote a little piece about it and I featured it on my blog. Here's the link. You want to check it out?
Yeah.
You'd probably check that out.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
Okay, now that's
we're very curious to what other people. We always like when other people think of us in a nice way.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Yes. And that's the difference between just asking and giving before you ask. So if that second email, then you will probably open some sort of dialogue. Hopefully, ideally, you'd be like, hey, so-and-so who just wrote to me and posted this thing. Thanks so much. That's great. Then that person can say, like, I'm glad you like it. Would you mind sharing it? Or would you want to share it with your blog followers or your social media? Or they might say something, hey, could I create something like this for your blog to share?
Ooh.
Now, this is great because as a photographer, you are able to take some nice photos, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. If you were to work with somebody and you take photos of their, I don't know what, this works really well, by the way, for wedding photographers.
Mm. Yeah.
It's
with
a little more
venues.
Yeah. With venues, with caterers, with florists, with DJs, with.
It can also work with family photographers because there's this great dog photographer here in Park Slope and she does like things in Dumbo and we'll do Dumbo,
and we'll talk. That's a good point. We'll talk about that in a second. But this method works, I think, especially well for wedding people because every time you have a project, there's a whole bunch of other partners, other vendors that you can, hey, did you like the placemats? Not placemats. What are they? Place settings? Yeah. Did you like the flowers? Did you like the decorations? Did you like the cake? Did you like the? You got to find something you like and then use that and then feature that. So you give before you get. You create something. You create something, and I like to think of 2 ways how you can help people. You either do something that make them look good, or you make their lives easier.
Yeah,
you do one of those 2 things. Yes. A student of mine just she's done a wonderful job doing this. She's actually not a photographer, but she takes really wonderful product photos.
Really? That's a photographer?
Well, that's not what she does as a profession. Oh. But she does take really nice photos, and she did something like that, and she reached out to a co-vendor, another vendor who worked on the same project with her. And she reached out and she said, hey, I really like this stuff. Here's some photos I took of it. And the person loved it. She said, would you like me to write a guest post on your blog featuring your work? And I remember I said the success rate of doing this is pretty low.
Yeah.
She's got like close to 100%. She hasn't done a lot, but she's built like a handful of these, and every single person is doing it, which is amazing.
Good for her.
Yeah, super.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
That was, and actually not a listener. That was a student, somebody who is in a.
They could be a listener.
They might also be a listener.
But they were in one of the courses?
Yes, they were in my group coaching class.
Wait. What course?
I have a class. I have a group class that it's like Zoom. It's a class via Zoom, basically. Uh-huh. Lessons and homework and Q&A sessions and things like that.
Really? It's all about SEO?
It's about SEO for mostly, not all, but mostly for photographers.
And then,
right now, it's just word of mouth.
Oh,
however,
that's how I don't know about it.
Because I launched it a while ago and I didn't, I wasn't really comfortable just charging a lot of money for a course when I'd never taught a course before.
That's a good idea.
So I reached out to a few people that I knew pretty well and said, would you like to take this course on a very reduced price? keeping in mind I've never taught a course before, and then it's expanded by word of mouth a little bit. It's starting to develop a bit of a waiting list.
Anyway, there is a course.
A waiting list is starting to develop, but I actually would like to offer the waiting list spots to listeners of the podcast rather than the word of mouth, since I love my listeners.
That's so
listeners
nice.
are my favorite people. So how do you do that?
Yeah.
You could go to marishusband.com, just go to the contact page and just send me a note.
Really?
And say, hey, I'd love to be on the waiting list. When the next course is launched, it just means I will send you an email and I'll give you the details and I'll ask if you want to be part of it.
Yeah, there's no obligation.
You don't need to sign up. But anyway.
No personal obligation required.
Anyway, that student has done a wonderful job in doing this.
That's so nice.
Now, what you are may be thinking right now is, wow.
Why are they talking about this?
You may be thinking this sounds like a lot of work. Like she did all that work just to get a couple links, and often the success rate is not even that great. That sounds like a ton of work.
Yeah.
And you would be right. I already told you this sucks. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes to do this.
No, because you have to ask somebody for something, and that makes us all feel vulnerable.
Yeah, and it's
guggy inside.
It's not fun, but these
if it's
links
from
are
your
so
heart.
powerful. Links are so powerful. Do you remember search engines in like the 90s?
Ask
before
Bill,
Google,
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves and Excite.com and early Yahoo and Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
What do you remember about those search engines? What do you remember about the results that those search engines
They were terrible.
fed up? Exactly.
They're terrible.
So when Google came along, the difference between Google and those other search engines, when Larry and I'm sure I've told this story before. I'll tell it again. Larry and Sergey. Yes. Yeah, wow. I have told it before.
You have told it before.
When they were starting Google, it wasn't called Google. It was called Backrub, actually. Because
no, it was
backlink.
not.
It was. Yes,
no,
it was.
It was not called
It absolutely
Backrub.
was.
No.
I guarantee you. I promise you. I promise. It was called Backrub. I can even find the logo.
Okay.
It's called Backrub because it was all built on backlinks. All they were doing was just collecting the ways that websites linked to each other. That's it. They didn't even know what they were going to do with it. And they have said that in interviews since then. Like, we had no idea what we were going to do with it. We just knew it was going to be really cool.
Wow.
Lo and behold, one day they realized one day, all else being equal, if two websites are exactly equal, if you can say, one of them has 100 links pointing to it and the other one has no links pointing to it, the one with 100 links is probably going to be better quality.
Right.
And so they launched a search engine and the results were good.
And that's how they got Google, because it was good. And they went Google.
No. Okay. So let's get back to how we build links. What is the habit? What is the habit that you need to develop so that you can do this? So like I said, this works really well for wedding photographers.
Yeah.
Every project you have, every wedding you shoot, pick something. Did you like the DJ? Did you like the cake? Did you like the catering? Did you like the invitations? Did you like the venue?
And you want to keep it positive.
Oh, a million percent. It has to be genuine.
Life's hard enough.
You really want to, you pick something that you genuinely like because you're going to want to promote this on your blog. You're going to want to share this on your blog. So don't pick something just to flatter somebody. Pick something you really like.
Right.
That will also go a long ways in when you approach them and the things you say. It's going to go over a lot better if you're honest about it.
True.
If you're not a wedding photographer, if you're a children's photographer, a family photographer, a pet photographer,
my people.
Your shoots are not, there's not going to be caterers and event planners and.
But maybe there's like, I loved this couch from Crate and Barrel.
No, but you could, like you've done this with toy shops in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Maybe you shoot outdoors and you are shooting at a park. Maybe you're shooting a birthday party and you can reach out to the venue and hey guys, your venue was awesome. I just shot a party here. Here are some photos that I posted from Give Before You Get.
Got it.
Give before you get.
Yeah, that's nice.
And remember the two rules. How can you make people look better or make their lives easier?
Yeah, I think that.
I think that's the
a good
best
way
approach.
to just live your life too.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's other, there are other things like how could I make people more money or make them healthier? We're just talking about links here.
One step at a time. One step at a time.
Yeah. We're not doing any miracles.
We're just addressing one thing per podcast.
But as a photographer, I bet there's something you can do for somebody that's going to make them look good.
Oh, I hope so.
Probably something that would make their life a little easier too.
Yeah.
And my final advice.
Yes.
After you give, now it's time to get. When you are asking somehow for that link to your website, don't ever say, will you link to my website? Right. Don't ever use that phrase. Don't say, can you please link to my website?
Okay. What are you supposed
bad
to
words.
Say? Oh, okay.
Say, can you share? Hey, can you share this? Can I create something, a guest blog post for your followers? Sharing is a much better term. Okay. Sharing implies some sort of benefit for their followers. Okay. For the people reading their blog, for the people following them on social media.
Okay.
Asking somebody for a link to your website is 100% benefit for you and nothing for them.
Right.
You're saying, hey, can you do this thing for me that benefits me? It doesn't do anything for you. Asking to share, hey, would you share this with your readers? Would you share this? There's some benefit there for your readers. Would you mind sharing it with them?
Right. And then
Find
also that's somebody who has provided you a pre-written blog post.
Yeah.
You just need to cut blog posts because you don't have to do it.
Yes. Nobody wants to, I should say very few people want to create their own blog posts. Everybody's looking for content. If you can create something for somebody and do it in such a way it makes them look good, wow. That's what my student did, and she did it really well. And it worked really well.
Good for her.
The podcast is over. Ding. Walking past people, you hear the one sentence. The one sentence we heard was
the dad.
Like, because I'm the parent.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.